Good morning, YouTube. This video is a comment related to the latest video from the Great War YouTube channel in regards to Woodrow Wilson. I know quite a bit about Woodrow Wilson because, well, I'm a Virginian. My family landed in Isle of Wight, Virginia in 1638 after we were kicked out of Scotland for stealing cattle. I'm the 11th generation of Johnson here in Virginia. And my family, our history mirrors American history. We were there at all the big events, the Civil War. We were at New Orleans in 1812, at least great-grandpappy Seth Johnson was. Barry Johnson was there in the Civil War trying his level best not to get killed. And of course my father was a Marine that served in World War II and later on went on to serve the United States government as an engineer doing research for the U.S. Army at Fort Belvoir. Now, that's who I am. Now let me tell you about Woodrow Wilson. Here in Northern Virginia, where I'm from, which is actually a suburb of Washington, D.C., that's what you tell people when you don't want them to know you're from Washington, D.C. Well, I'm from Northern Virginia. But anyway, as far as Wilson and what he's considered, his legacy is here in today in the Washington, D.C. area. He's a bridge. He's the bridge that you use to get to the casino at National Harbor. Other than that, nobody really knows who he was or anything about his career. You know, we Americans, we have a very short attention span. But if you did scratch the surface a little bit and people actually thought a little bit about the situation, the legacy, at least here, would be that of a failed president. Failed because of his inability to pass the League of Nations bill, and a failure in getting us involved in World War I. A lot of Americans feel like we should never have been involved in that war, and that we had been taken advantage of by the Europeans, specifically the English and the French, and that the capital, both human and economic, that we expended was foolishness. And that's all at Wilson's feet. As for the other things, the accomplishments you mentioned, the 8-hour work week, thanks! But nobody knows that was what you were good for. Nobody mentions that. And the other things, other accomplishments, oh yeah, they're wonderful. But nobody really, it's like nobody sits there and goes to the park and says like, thank you, Woodrow Wilson, for the state park or the national parks, and nobody ever goes and picks up some aspirin and says, thank you, Mr. Wilson, for potent and safe medicines. As for his racism, he was actually pretty, considering the era, he was actually pretty considered to be one of the more radical people. I won't get into too great detail there, but what can I say? It's the great American curse, and we live with it every day. It's still around, and it haunts us. I guess as it should. I guess it should haunt us. Anyway, so those are my comments. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm not much for typing. Not since I've figured out that I could use this camera and leave videos for the comments. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a nice day.